Recording in progress.
Guys, all are getting my screen and voice. Please confirm in chat box. Yes. Fine. Thanks for confirmation. So yesterday we started our discussion about SDLC. SDLC stands for what? Software Development Life Cycle. Okay. So what is the SDLC, guys? Just it is a methodology. It will define the process to create the software project. If you want to develop any software project, we have some process, guys. So that process will be defined by SDLC only. In SDLC, we have several phases are available. Requirement analysis, planning, design, development, testing, deployment, maintenance, like these several phases are available in the SDLC. We need to follow all these phases at the time of developing the software project, guys. Okay, and we have several methodologies are available in the SDLC based on our client requirement, right? So what methodology client prefers, so as per that we need to follow that methodology to develop the software project. If client is interested in waterfall, then we need to develop the application by using waterfall methodology. If client is interested in agile, then we need to develop the application by using agile methodology. Right, so we have multiple methodologies are available in the SDLC. The first methodology which is introduced as a process model is waterfall methodology. It is introduced in 1970s, guys. Okay, right, but in that waterfall methodology we have some limitations, we have some drawbacks, guys. To overcome those drawbacks, agile methodology came into the picture. Okay, so whatever the drawbacks we have with the waterfall methodology, all those drawbacks we can overcome with the agile methodology. Okay, fine. See, guys, so yesterday we discussed this waterfall methodology, right? So it is a step-by-step process, right? So iterative process, linear process, right? Sequential process, that all we discussed in the yesterday session, guys. As part of today's session, we will try to understand what is agile methodology. And one more important thing for the DevOps engineers is, right, in this SDLC process, where DevOps engineers will involve exactly. That is also we should understand, guys. Right, we have an SDLC process and we have different phases are available. In those phases where DevOps engineers are going to involve exactly, that also we should understand. Okay, fine, guys. Fine. Guys, in yesterday notes only I am continuing today notes also. Agile methodology. What is this agile methodology, guys? Agile is one of the SDLC methodology. Agile is, right, one of the SDLC methodology. Right, here what we are doing is, yesterday I told, guys, observe carefully. Yesterday I told, right, in the waterfall methodology, suppose assume client has given 100 requirements, guys. Client has given 100 requirements. If you go with waterfall methodology, we should finish all 100 requirements at a time in the waterfall, guys. In the waterfall methodology, what we are doing, right, in the waterfall, 1 minute, guys. In the waterfall, right, we should finish all 100 requirements at a time. We should finish all 100 requirements at a time, and we need to deliver at a time, guys. Right, if you go with the waterfall methodology, right, what we are doing, whatever the 100 requirements client has given, all 100 requirements we need to finish and we need to deliver at a time, guys. Okay, but coming to this one guys, coming to agile methodology, what we are going to do guys, here whatever the requirements client has given, so those requirements we are going to divide into multiple parts guys. At the all 100 requirements we are going to divide into multiple parts here, right, where in the agile guys, agile model, right. So divide the requirements, right, divide the requirements, right, into multiple parts guys, multiple parts. Okay, right. Suppose in part 1, right, we are going to deliver 30 requirements, right, and in part 2, right, we are going to deliver next 30 requirements. In part 3 we will deliver remaining 40 requirements. Like that, all the requirements we need to divide into multiple parts, and parts wise we need to deliver guys, right. We no need to deliver all 100 requirements at a time in the agile process. Okay, see guys, observe carefully, right. Here we are going to take, right, so 30 requirements in part 1, right, second 30 requirements in part 2, right, remaining 40 requirements in, right, part 3 guys. Here each one in the agile terminology, each one we will call it as one sprint guys. Each one we will call it as one sprint in the agile terminology. Here this is the sprint 1 guys, sprint 1, right. This is sprint 2 guys, this is sprint 2, right. This is sprint 3, right. Total in how many sprints we are delivering the all requirements guys? In 3 sprints guys. In 3 sprints we are delivering all the requirements to the client guys. In sprint 1 we are going to deliver 30 requirements, right. Once you deliver these 30 requirements in sprint 1, right, client will get revenue, right, will start getting the revenue on this 30 requirements guys. As part of sprint 2 we are going to deliver 30 more requirements. So after delivering the sprint 2, client will get start, right, client, right, will start getting revenue on total 60 requirements guys, right. So in last sprint, sprint 3, we are going to deliver remaining 40 requirements. After sprint 3, client will start getting revenue on all 100 requirements guys. So like this, right, the entire project we need to divide into multiple modules like this, right. Modules wise we are going to deliver. Each module we will call it as one sprint guys. Is this clear guys up to here? But if you go to waterfall, right, we need to develop all 100 requirements and we need to test 100 requirements at a time at the end, and we will deliver all 100 requirements at a time to the client guys. But coming to agile, not like that. Whatever the requirement came from the client, first we need to divide those requirements into multiple modules like this, right. So each module we will call it as one sprint guys, and we will deliver sprints wise guys. First sprint, second sprint, third sprint. So like that we will deliver sprints wise. In first sprint we are delivering few requirements. In second sprint we are delivering few more requirements. In third sprint we are going to deliver few more requirements guys. Okay, fine. So now observe carefully guys, right here. So what is the process it will follow guys? Observe carefully. Let me open the diagram here guys. Here let me open some diagram. See here, agile methodology. Right. If you go to this image here, you can understand guys. See guys, if you observe this diagram, so agile is the cyclic process guys, right. And waterfall is what guys? Step by step process, sequential process. But coming to agile, it is a cyclic process. First guys, planning. First you need to collect the requirements and you need to plan. Next design, next develop, next test, deploy, review and launch. Guys, so this is the cyclic process. Again, right, they asked me to add the new enhancement. So again, that enhancement should start with the planning, design, develop, test, deploy, review and launch. Sprint 1, right, in every sprint, so this is a cycle we need to follow. Every sprint, this is a cycle we need to follow, guys. This is not step-by-step approach, this is the cyclic approach, guys. Every sprint here, right, what we call requirements changes are acceptable, right? You can go to the previous stages, everything you can do in the agile. That's why this is the cyclic approach, not a sequential approach. For every requirement, for every sprint, you should start from the right planning, guys. For every sprint, you should start from planning, design, develop, test, deploy, review and launch. Once you launch this project to the client, you need to take the feedback from the client, guys. Client involvement is very high in the agile, guys. In every situation, client will be involved in the agile. See here, once sprint 1 is completed, let me take one more diagram, guys. Scroll down. This is the, see guys, assume total 100 requirements are there. All 100 requirements we have divided into multiple sprints, guys. Multiple sprints. Okay, now observe carefully this diagram. It's not copied. If you observe this diagram, you guys will get more clarity. Right. See guys. See, if you observe it here, just now I told guys, we have total 100 requirements. All 100 requirements we have divided into multiple parts, multiple modules, guys. Each module we will call it as one sprint. And in this sprint 1, we are going to deliver 30 requirements. In sprint 2, we are going to deliver 30 requirements. In sprint 3, we are going to deliver remaining 40 requirements, guys. Okay, so now I am going to start the sprint 1, guys. I am going to start the sprint 1. From where you need to start? And if you want to start in a sprint, first you need to start from the planning stage, then design stage, then develop stage, then testing stage, then deploy stage, then review stage, finally launch. Right, once you deliver this project to the client, you should take the feedback from the client. You should take the feedback from the client, guys. Right, so client should satisfied. You need to give the demo to the client. Once you get the feedback from the client, once the client said proceed, then only you will start the next sprint. If client is not happy, if client suggested some changes, then you need to work on those changes. Here changes are acceptable. Right, once client is satisfied with the first sprint, then only we will start the second sprint, guys. Without client satisfaction, blindly we won't work on the sprints, guys. Right, in every stage, in every sprint, client satisfaction is important. Every stage we will interact with the client people. Right, we will take the feedback from the client. If client is satisfied, then only we will go for the next sprint. If client is not satisfied, then we won't go, guys. We need to ask, do you have still any changes are required here? Do you need any changes? Right, so tell me, right, if you want any changes, we will work on those changes. Like that, we need to ask to the client. If client said no, everything is fine, then you can proceed with the next sprint. If you want to start the next sprint, from where again you need to start? From the planning only. Again you need to plan whatever the stories are there in the next sprint. So, and you need to plan everything, guys. For those stories, right, you need to prepare the design, right, develop, test, deploy, review and launch. Once you deliver the second sprint, again you need to take the feedback from the client. Right, once client is happy, then only you can start the third sprint. So like this is the cyclic process. This is the cyclic process, guys. Continuously, see. So this is the cyclic process, guys. This is the cyclic process. Whenever new requirements came, and again you need to start from planning, design, like that. You need to work on this. Here we are not going to deliver all the requirements at a time. We are delivering sprints wise. Guys. Okay, and here client involvements are very high, guys. In every stage, clients are involving. We are taking the feedback from the clients. If clients are satisfied, then only we are proceeding for the other sprint. Otherwise, right, we are going to still work on the existing sprint only. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear?
Yes.
Right. So now observe one more thing, guys. Right here, when we are working with Agile methodology, here we have some important terminology, guys. Right, we should follow the terminology, guys. What terminology is there? Observe carefully, guys. We have backlog grooming session. Right, backlog grooming, guys. Backlog grooming sessions are available. So next we will have stories. Right, we will have the stories. Next we will have story points. Next we will have sprint planning. Sprint planning is available. Next we will have the sprint, guys. Sprint. Right, next we have the sprint duration. Right, next we have a retrospective. Scrum is there. Scrum is available. Next we have a retrospective meeting. Right, all these are the right terminology which we need to use in Agile process. In the company, if you say, right, tomorrow, if once you join as a DevOps engineer, right, they will ask which process you followed in your previous organization. Right, if you say, right, I followed Agile process, then you should know this terminology, guys. If anybody asks, hey, did you attended in backlog grooming sessions? Did you attend in retrospective meetings? Did you attend in sprint planning meetings? Then you should say yes, guys. Why? Because if you worked in the Agile process, this is the right. These are the main terminology which we follow regularly, guys. So we will understand one by one. What is backlog grooming? What is stories? What is story points? What is sprint planning? What is sprint duration, Scrum, retrospective meeting? Everything we will understand one by one, guys. Okay, fine. So now observe carefully, guys. So now go to here. Right, Agile is what, guys? It is one of the SDLC methodology, guys. Agile is one of the SDLC methodology. In Agile, what we are doing, guys? Here, what we are doing in Agile, guys? Here, right, we will divide the project into multiple phases, guys. And here, right, we will divide the project into right, multiple phases, guys. Multiple phases. Right. So Agile is also called as, right, Agile is also called as what we will call, guys, right, iterative approach to develop and deliver the project, guys. Agile is also called as iterative approach to develop the software project. Iterative approach or cyclic approach you will call, guys. Iterative approach to develop the software project, guys. Right. So in Agile we can achieve continuous development and continuous delivery, guys. Continuous delivery, CI/CD, guys. So this is the continuous process, right? Continuously, each and every requirement, each and every sprint, continuously we are developing and delivering. It is the continuous development and delivery process, guys. In the Agile, we can achieve CI and CD. We will discuss more, guys, more about CI and CD in our Jenkins sessions, guys. But just remember, in Agile, we can achieve continuous development and continuous delivery, guys. Okay, next guys, right here in Agile we will constant collaboration with, in Agile we will have, in Agile right, we will have a constant collaboration with, constant collaboration with project stakeholders. Guys, project stakeholders means what? Clients guys, client people and all guys. And in Agile we will have constant collaboration with the project stakeholders, right? So every time we are interacting with the project stakeholders guys, and we are taking the feedback from them, then only we are proceeding guys. Okay, next, in Agile right, planning right, design right, implementation right, testing and delivery is a cyclic process. Guys. In Agile, planning, right, design, implementation, testing and delivery is the cyclic process in Agile guys. Guys, please read the statements once, then I will talk about the terminology. Please read the statements. Guys, we are going to understand as a DevOps engineer where you will involve in the right SDLC process case. That also we are going to understand. Right guys. So the main terminology which we need to use in the Agile process is, let me note down those things also guys. Right, backlog grooming sessions. Backlog grooming session guys. What is this backlog grooming guys? Backlog grooming is a team meeting guys. Just it is a team meeting to identify the pending requirements. Guys. Here client has given total 100 requirements guys. Assume client has given total 100 requirements at here. So now that you have done few requirements, you have completed few requirements in sprint 1 guys. Now I am going to start the sprint 2. Before going to start the sprint 2, you should conduct one backlog grooming session. In that backlog grooming session, all your team members will be involved and they will verify, they will check what pending requirements we have, what requirements still we have, right? So that you need to verify guys. So backlog grooming session is what guys? Just it is a team meeting. Here we will identify the pending requirements guys. Still, right, on what we need to work. So that we need to identify in the backlog grooming session. And we need to get more clarity on the requirements also guys. Okay, so today, right, in the backlog grooming meeting, right, so they identified 10 requirements guys. Okay, so these 10 requirements, one requirement I'm assigning to X person, next requirement I'm assigning to Y person guys. In the backlog grooming session, only X person should understand what is the task, what is that requirement. If he is not clear about that, then he can, right, he can connect with the person who created this requirement guys. In that requirement guys, they will mention who created and to whom it is assigned guys. Who created the story and to whom it is assigned, everything is available in that stories guys. Then you need to connect with that person guys who is created the story, and you can connect with that person to get more clarity on that requirement. right? If you want to start the development, first you should get the more clarity on the requirement. First you will go through that requirement, still you are not getting the clarity, then you can connect with the person who is created this requirement. So in the task, in the Jira dashboard, they will log this task. There you can see the person name who is created this task also. Then directly you can connect with him to get more clarity about the task guys. Okay, here just a backlog grooming session means what? Just it is a team meeting to identify all the pending requirements. Okay, out of 100, how many we have completed? Still how many requirements are pending? So to identify that, we are going to conduct the backlog grooming sessions. Okay, so next guys, next after backlog grooming session, what we are doing guys? Once the backlog grooming session is completed, you identified the all the requirements which are pending guys. Next guys, right, we need to create the stories for those requirements guys. Backlog grooming means what? Right, backlog grooming is a team meeting. Right, a team meeting guys. Backlog grooming is a team meeting guys. Right, to identify the pending requirements guys. Next what we have? Story. Next we have story guys. What is story guys? What is stories? We have the stories guys. For those requirements we need to create the stories. What is stories guys? Story is nothing but a task which we need to work guys. Story is nothing but a task which we need to work. Right, what they will do guys, for those requirements they will create the stories in the Jira dashboard. They will create the stories for each requirement. On top of that story we need to work guys. On that story we need to start working guys. Story is nothing but a task which we need to work guys. Right, story is nothing but a task which we need to work. Guys, first backlog grooming session, here what they are doing, they are identifying all the pending requirements. For those requirements, for those pending requirements, they will create the stories. Story is nothing but what? Story is nothing but a task which we need to work guys. Fine. So then guys, right, very important one is story points guys. Right, see here, this story points only will decide in how many hours you need to complete that story. As a developer, you are going to work on this story. Right? How much time is required to complete this story? How many hours you need to complete this story? 1 year, 2 years? No, right? They won't give long term, right? So here they will give some story points. Based on that story points, we can tell, right, in how many hours we need to complete that story. Generally guys, see, generally in my project we will have 3 points story, 5 points story, 8 points story. Like that they will give the story points guys. In the Jira dashboard only they will give these story points also. Right, if they have given 3 points, then we need to finish that story in 1 day. Within 1 day we need to complete that story. If they have given 3 points, 1 day means not 24 hours man, 1 day means 8 hours. Within 8 hours we need to complete that story. Right, suppose if a story points 5 points they have given, then we need to complete the story in 2 days. 2 days means 8 into 8 guys, right? So 2 8 guys. Next, if they have given 8 points, then we need to complete in 3 days guys. 3 days guys. So like that, right, every story will have the story points. Based on the story points only, right, we will decide the duration to complete that story guys. Okay, you may ask a question, if it takes more time here, right, so at the time of creating the story, right, so they have some partial idea only. So on that story they have partial idea. Whoever creating the story, that person have the partial idea on the story. With that partial knowledge, he is giving, right, 3 points guys. Means within day we need to finish that story. Right, so developer is working on that. So once developer is starting analyzing that story, right, so right, it may take more time also. It may take 2 days, 3 days, sometimes it will take 1 week also. Right, at that time what you need to do? No problem, you can take the time guys. You can take the time. But every day, right, in the story at the end we have the comments section. In that comments section you need to write what you did on that day. End of the day, guys, end of the day, before leaving from your seat, what you need to do, right? You need to update the comments. Today I have started this story and I did some analysis. This analysis I did. Still I need more time to understand the story. Right? Today I have started working on this story. I have started development. Right? So and so part is completed. Still so and so part is pending. Tomorrow I will continue that part. So like that, you need to update, guys. You need to give the update on that story, guys. Why? Client will see. Client will watch each and every story, guys. I told in the agile process, client involvements are very, very high. Here, whatever the comments you are giving, so those comments, your client will have you look into those comments. So that's why at the end of the day, compulsory, you should update something on your stories. Otherwise, what client will feel, right? The client will feel you are not started working on the story, guys. Okay, right. So beginning, guys, right, at the beginning here, story, right, story status is open status, guys. You need to, once you started working on that story, you need to change the status, guys, from open to started. From open to started, you need to change the status. Whenever you kept the status as started, from that day onwards, compulsory, you need to update the comments in that story. Once it is finished, you need to change the status. Right here, send it to QA for testing purpose. I have sent this story to QA, like that. You need to change. Once QA is tested, everything is done, you need to close that story, guys. Like that, we have multiple statuses are there. Right, based on our work, we need to change that status also, and we need to update the comments also, guys. Okay, right here they have given 3 points, guys, but it is taking more time. Then we have, right, two things, guys. Two timings are there in the story, guys. One is the actual time. Second one is the estimated time. Estimated time is what they have given, guys. What they have given. They have given 3 points. Means in 8 hours you need to finish that story. But it is taking more time. Right, so lot of R&D we need to do on this story, lot of analysis we need to do, lot of code changes are there, right? So if you make any changes in some part, right, it will impact in other place, guys. So that all these things you need to monitor, that all these things you need to take care. So that's why it may take more time also. Nothing is wrong, guys. If it takes more time, don't feel I'm not working properly, that's why it is taking more time. That is not correct, guys. Sometimes, right, so it will cross that estimations, guys. It will cross that estimations. Whoever creating the story, that person maybe don't know, right, these many things are involved in the story. So that's why they will given some points, guys. But sometimes, right, so we will cross that story point. Not sometimes, most of the times we will cross, guys. At the time, in the actual section, you need to give the actual timings, guys. Why? Because as client point of view, you should work 8 hours per day. So that's why in that actual timings, you need to mention exactly, guys, what time it took, how much time it took, that you need to mention in the actual timings. Estimated, keep that. Whatever they have given, keep it that, guys. Okay, they have given 8 hours. Maybe for us, it will take 16 hours. It will take 25 hours. It will take 30 hours. Whatever it may be, you need to give the timings in the actual timings. Then only client will understand, okay, this person is working 8 hours per day. 8 hours properly is working. So in the comments, what you did also you need to write in the comments before leaving from the office, guys. Then only client will understand what you are doing, guys. Guys, is it clear? Please respond, everyone. Is it clear, guys? Charan?
Yes.
Good. Very good, guys. So now here story points means what, guys? It will decide the duration of our story, guys. Okay. Story points will decide. Story points will decide a duration to complete the story, guys. Okay, generally we will have like this, guys. 3 points a story. 3 points means, right, in 1 day we need to finish. Next we will have, right, 5 points a story. 5 point story. 5 points means we need to finish it in 2 days. Next we will have 8 points story. 8 points story. 8 points means we need to finish in 3 days. Like that we will have the story points, guys. Okay, perfect. So next we will have sprint planning, guys. Sprint planning, guys. What is the sprint planning, guys? Sprint planning, again it is a team meeting, guys. Again it is a team meeting to identify the priority stories to work, guys. Once you have created as the stories, again we need to identify the high priority stories first. Right, we need to start work on the 5 priority stories first, guys, where we will decide that in the sprint planning, guys, backlog grooming, just to identify the pending requirements, whether it is low priority or high priority, whatever it may be. First we need to collect the pending requirements in the backlog grooming. Right, in the sprint planning, what we are doing, from all the pending requirements, which are the high priority requirements, which are the high priority stories we need to identify. For that we need to conduct one more meeting, that is called as the sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning, guys, here we will identify the priority stories, guys. Priority stories we will identify in the sprint planning, guys. Okay, sprint planning is a again team meeting, guys. Sprint planning is a again team meeting. Here we will identify the priority stories. Right, is a team meeting, is a team meeting. Right, so to identify the priority stories, guys. Okay, next, guys, sprint, guys. What is sprint, guys? Sprint is started. What is sprint? Sprint is nothing but set of stories to complete, guys. Right, in sprint 1, right, we are going to start the sprint 1. Right, in that we need to write set of stories which we have, right, which we need to complete, guys. Right, again in the story we will create the subtask, guys. Directly we won't work on the story. See here, right, they have given one enhancement, guys. They have given one enhancement. Right, so they have created story for that enhancement, guys. Now as a developer, right, if you want to start enhancement, right, what you need to do, again you need to create the task, guys. In the story, what task you need to create first, guys? For development you will create one task. Right, next, guys, as a developer you need to write the unit test cases also. Right, for that unit test cases, again you will create one more task. Right, so once unit test cases is completed, you need to do the integration testing also. For integration test, again you will create one more task. Like that, right, in each story we will have multiple tasks, guys. Understood? Right, for right, code development, for business logic development, you should have one task, guys. After that, whatever the changes you have done, for those changes you need to implement unit test cases also. For writing the unit test cases, again we will create one more task, guys. Once unit test cases is completed, you need to do the end-to-end testing, guys. For the testing, again you will create one more task, guys. One more task you will create. Okay, so like that, for each story can contain multiple tasks also. Suppose you may have only development tasks. You may have only development. Testing will go to the next sprint sometime. Testing may go for the next sprint. Unit testing may go for the next sprint also sometime, guys. Then you no need to create multiple tasks. Just only one task is enough, guys. Okay, so like that, for every story, again it contains multiple tasks, guys. Multiple tasks: development, testing, unit testing, integration testing. So like that, every story can contain multiple tasks also. Here, whenever you have divided into multiple tasks, there you need to give the story points for each task. How much time, guys? Task you only need to create. They won't create the task. Right, so whoever creating the stories, right, they won't create the task, just they will create the stories. right? Whoever going to work on that story, that person need to analyze what things are there. Development is there in this story, and unit testing is there in this story, and integration testing is there in this story. That you need to identify. For each one you need to create separate task, guys. Okay, they won't create the task. You only need to, you have the permissions to create the task, guys. Then you need to create the task, and you need to give the timings, guys. How much time that task will take, that you need to give. Okay, Jyotish, is it clear? As a developer, you can create multiple n number of tasks in each story, right? So developers, guys, writing the unit test cases is developer responsibility. Doing integration testing is the developer responsibility. Writing the business logic is the developer responsibility only. So for each and everything, you need to create separate tasks, guys. Instead of doing everything, right, in single place, what we can do, we can create multiple tasks, and we can give the story point, right, task wise points we can give there, guys. Good. Next, guys, sprint is nothing but what, guys, right? I told sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, right? In sprint 1, what we have, multiple requirements are there, right? Multiple stories are there. In sprint 2, multiple stories are there. In sprint 3, multiple stories are there, guys. Here sprint is nothing but what, guys? The set of stories which we need to complete is called as sprint, guys. The set of stories which we need to complete, that is called as sprint, guys. Okay, now here sprint means set of stories to complete. Set of stories to complete, right? Next, guys, this is one of the important question. What is the duration of your sprint? What is the duration of your sprint? Guys, don't tell 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. No one will give the duration like that, right? They will give 2 to 4 months, guys. 2 to 3 months only. Sorry, not months, weeks, guys. 2 to 3 weeks, guys. At least in month, we need to finish 2 sprints, guys. At least in a month, we need to complete 2 sprints, guys. Like that, they will divide. You can say 2 to 3 weeks. Generally, we will give 2 weeks only. If more stories are there in that sprint, then 1 more week we can extend, guys. 1 more week we can extend. You can say the duration of the sprint is 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, guys. That's it. 2 to 3 weeks. Don't tell months, guys. Don't tell months. No one will give the months for the sprint, guys. Okay, within 2 to 3 weeks we need to finish. Generally, we will give 2 weeks only. If it is a big sprint, more stories are there, then it can extend 1 more week, guys. Otherwise, it is 2 weeks only, guys. Okay, next, guys. Next, one more important is Scrum. What is the Scrum, guys? Guys, every day, guys, morning, right, in my company, right, every day morning at 10 o'clock we have the Scrum meeting, right? In some companies, based on the project, guys, if they are working for the UK project or US project, right, based on the timings, that meeting, Scrum meeting, right, the timings also will get changed, guys. Okay, see, some people will have, right, I worked in other project, there we have the Scrum meeting evening at 5:30 p.m, guys. Evening at 5:30 p.m, right? So in some companies they will conduct early morning at 10 o'clock they will conduct, guys, right, based on the project location. Based on the project location, guys. So your project is a US based project or UK based project. Based on that, right, these meetings time we can change, guys. Okay, here Scrum means what, guys? Just it is a process. Here we will discuss about the work status, guys. Right, in the Scrum meeting, just we will discuss about the work status. It is a short and sweet Scrum meeting. It is short and sweet meeting, guys. We are not going to spend hours in the Scrum meeting, right? We will try to close this Scrum meeting within 15 to 20 minutes, guys. Right, after Scrum meeting, right, we need to start work. That's why we will try to finish that Scrum meeting within 15 to 20 minutes. No one will sit hours in the Scrum meeting. If you sit hours in the Scrum meeting, when you will work? So that's why it just very 15 to 12 very short time only we will spend with the Scrum meeting, right? What we will discuss in the Scrum meeting, suppose in your company you have the Scrum meeting every day morning at 10 a.m. So then what you will discuss, guys, right? In Scrum meeting you need to tell what you have completed yesterday, and what you are going to do today. Right? So that you need to tell, that status you need to tell in the Scrum meeting, guys. Okay, I have completed so and so functionalities in yesterday. Right, today I'm going to start remaining functionalities. Few more functionalities are pending. 1 or 2 functionalities are pending. Today I'm going to complete those functionalities. So I have started working on that so and so story. In the total 5 functionalities are there. Yesterday I have completed 3 functionalities. Today I'm going to complete pending 2 more functionalities. Such kind of status update you need to give in the Scrum meeting, guys. No one will spend much time on the Scrum meeting, right? We will finish. Why? Because all the people, all our team members, developers, testing team and database team, everyone will involve in the Scrum meetings. There we need to discuss about the work status, guys. Work status, it is 15 to 20 minutes meeting, guys. Scrum is nothing but what? Just it is a process, daily process, guys. It is a process. It is a process, guys. Okay, here we will discuss right, we will discuss work status, guys. Here we will discuss work status, right? Just it is 15 to 20 minutes meeting, guys. 15 to 20 minutes meeting, guys. Okay, then next we have the retrospective meeting, guys. What is this retrospective meeting? When we will have this retrospective meeting, guys? Retrospective meeting. What is this retrospective meeting, guys? Right, so once a sprint is completed, today sprint got completed, guys. Right, so on the day or next day, guys, once sprint is completed, again we will have one more meeting that is called as retrospective meeting, right? We can say review meeting, guys. In that review meeting we will discuss what went well in the last sprint, what went well in the last sprint, what went bad in the last sprint, how we can improve, and everything we will discuss in the review meetings, guys. Retrospective meeting means review meeting. Here we will discuss, right? So in the last sprint we spent so many days, right? Few days, guys. In that sprint, right, we worked on 10 stories we completed. So on the 10 stories, what went well, what went bad, right? So is there any support is required from other teams? So all those things we need to discuss in that review meetings, guys. Okay, so and one more important point, in the team multiple people are working. Maybe they came from different companies, guys. Earlier they worked on different companies, they came from different companies. In the retrospective meetings we are sitting together, and discussing, guys. In the discussion, right, so you can share your ideas, guys. Maybe in your previous organization you followed something different process. Because of that process, maybe some good results you have seen in that project, guys. So that kind of experience you can share in these review meetings, you can share in this retrospective meetings to get so good results in current project also, guys. So all these things we will do in the retrospective meetings. We can say just it is a review meeting kind of thing, guys. Okay, right, here we will have the retrospective meeting, right? This is review meeting, guys. This is review meeting after sprint completed, guys. Okay, guys, is this terminology is clear? What is backlog grooming? What is stories, story points, sprint planning, sprint duration, scrum, retrospective meeting? Everything is clear? Please confirm. Guys, this is the Agile terminology. You are working in Agile means you should know all this, guys. Please respond, everybody. Good. Next case. And here in the Agile process, who will be involved? In the Agile process, who will be involved, guys? We have so many people, right? Who will be involved in the Agile process? Right? We have product owners are there. One minute, guys. Right? We have product owners are there. Next, guys, right, we will have Scrum Masters are there. Next, we will have Tech Lead is there. Next, we will have team members. team members, all these people will be involved, guys. All these people will be involved, guys. Who is the product owner? Means what is the job of product owner, guys? He is responsible for deliverables, guys. He is responsible for deliverables, right? Client will ask to the product owner about the status. Client will ask the status. Client will ask about status, guys. Product owner is responsible to give the status, guys. Give the status to the client, guys. He is responsible on the deliverables. Product owner is responsible on all the deliverables, guys. He is responsible for deliverables, guys. Okay, next we have the Scrum Master. And what is the job of the Scrum Master, guys? He is the person to manage our agile team, guys. Right, Scrum Master is the person to manage our agile team. He is going to act as a mediator between product owner and agile team, guys. See, guys, right? Product owner directly will communicate with the client people, right? So between agile team is Scrum Master, technical leads, team members, everyone will come, right? Scrum Master is going to work as a mediator between the teams and this product owner. Product owner will ask to the Scrum Master, hey Scrum Master, what is the status? Scrum Master should give the status to the product owner. Product owner will give the status to the clients, guys. Here Scrum Master is going to work as a mediator between the so product owner and other teams, guys. Okay, he is the person who will manage the agile team, guys. He is the person to manage our agile team, guys. Okay, he is going to act as a mediator between the product owner and agile team, guys. Agile team. Okay, next, guys, tech lead, guys. In the agile process, we don't have the team leads concept. We don't have the team leads, guys. Everyone should work in the agile. Even managers also should work in the agile, guys. Right? There is no, hey, I'm the manager, so I won't work. Just I will distribute the work to you. You people only need to work. There is no such kind of concept in the agile. Everyone should work. There is no team leads and all those things, guys. We have the tech lead, guys. Tech lead is different. Team lead is different. Tech lead means to whom we will call it as the tech lead, the senior team member, right, who will help to the team members. That person we will call it as the tech lead, guys. Right, tech lead is nothing but a senior resource in the project who will help to the team members in the development, right, in understanding of the requirements. So that persons we will call it as the tech leads, guys. Okay, he's not a team lead. Team lead means what? He won't work, guys. He will distribute the work to the team members, guys. Such kind of concept is not there in the agile. Everyone should work, guys. Everyone should work. Okay, he is the senior team member, guys. He is the senior team member, right, who will help to team members, guys. Who will help to two members technically, guys. Technically, if that person if team members have any issues, and you guys can correct with the tech lead, he will help on that, guys. He will help on that. Next, guys, team members, guys. Team members means everyone will come. Developers, testers, etc. All the people, right, so will come under team members, guys. See, guys, in the agile process, all these people will be involved. Product owners, scrum masters, tech leads, team members, everyone will be involved in the agile process. Is it clear, guys? What is the job of the product owner? What is the job of the scrum master? What is the job of tech lead? What is the job of team members, guys? Suppose I'm the developer, guys. I'm working on so and so task, guys, so and so story. For the story, I need more database knowledge, guys. I need more database team help. right? So in that, so for in my project, separate team is available for the database case. In that case, as a developer, you can ask to the scrum master, hey scrum master, right, I need a database team support, could you please arrange a meeting with the database team? Like that you can ask to the scrum master. Why? Because scrum master is going to work as a, right, so entire manager guys, right? This agile team, he's only managing the entire agile team guys. The database team, testing team, everyone is the part of our agile process. So it may be sometimes if you ask to the database team, or if you ask to the testing team, maybe guys sometime they won't provide support guys, due to they have their works, right? So maybe due to some busy works, maybe they won't respond for you guys. In that case, directly you can talk to the scrum master. You can tell to the scrum master to set up a meeting with the required teams guys. Okay, that scrum master will talk with them, and he will take the availability and he will schedule a meeting with that respective teams guys. You no need to worry guys. Directly you can ask to the scrum master to set up a meeting. He will do that guys. He will work on that also. He will take care of that part also guys. Suppose, right, if you want, right, requirement clarity guys, if you want more clarity on the requirement, for that if you want discuss with anything with the BA, business analyst guys, then you can tell to the scrum master. Scrum master will find who is the BA for this project. Sometimes you also maybe don't know who is the BA for this project. At that time, if you check with the scrum master will identify who is the business analyst for this project, and he will schedule a meeting guys. He will schedule the meeting, then you can, right, so discuss whatever the doubt you have guys. Okay, that also everything will be taken care by the scrum masters only. Is it clear guys? Is this clear? Please respond. Yes. Right, fine guys. So, and one more important thing which we need to discuss in the agile is, see guys, as I told guys, right, here where DevOps team will be involved, at here guys. Okay, fine guys, observe carefully guys. Here, right, if you see this diagram, right, let me go to here. If you see this diagram guys, here we have the multiple phases are there guys. DevOps engineer will not involve in all the phases guys. Okay, let's see here. Planning in the sense what guys? Collecting the requirements from the client, gathering the requirements from the client, right? And planning guys, right? Gathering the requirements, that everything will come under this planning guys. Okay, see guys, after this planning, right, we have the defining part also is there. After planning, once you have collected the requirements, right, from the client, then, right, we will have the defining part phase also. In that defining phase, what we will do guys, we need to document guys, whatever the plans you have collected, whatever the things you have collected, whatever the requirements you have collected from the client. So for all those requirements, for you need to document guys. So that is called as what guys? What we will call that one? We need to document everything guys. Once you collected the requirements, we need to document everything. What we will call? Ayyo, most of the people are working people only. Here we have, once you have collected the requirements from the clients, what you need to do? You should document everything, right? So that document, what is the name of the document? SRS, source requirement specification documents, right? As a business analyst, BA team will be involved in preparing that requirement specification documents guys. Understood? What we will have? Requirement specification documents. That requirement specification documents will be prepared by the BAs, business analyst guys. Okay, once that requirement specification is ready, then it will go to the design stage. In the design, what we will do? We will prepare the HLD documents, LLD documents guys. HLD means what guys? High level design. LLD means what? Low level design. Right? In the HLD, what we will keep guys? Right? We will check, right, scalability of the application, scalability guys. If suddenly traffic is increased, how you will scale that application, and load balancing kind of things, right? VMs related information, everything you will keep in the HLDs, high level design documents. Coming to low level design documents, more detail guys. Suppose development, see guys, right? So I want to interact with the database, right? If I send the request to the database, what the database should return, so and so database will return as the response. To communicate with the database, I am writing this class, this so and so class, I am writing this class. From this class I will connect with the database. The database will give the data to this class. From here I will send the data to so and so class. Like that, developers know very well guys. In the LLDs, what they have written, they know very well guys. All these right, sequence diagrams, class diagrams, UML diagrams, everything we will keep properly in that LLD guys, low level design documents guys. Everything we need to make it proper in the LLD guys. Okay, who will be involved in this design phase? Your architects. Your architects are senior developers guys, senior developers, tech leads, senior developers, architects will be involved in the designing phase guys. Before that we have the defining phase. In the defining phase, BA team, business analyst, will be involved to create the requirement specification documents. After that we have the this one, designing team guys. In the designing, so architects will be involved, senior developers will be involved guys. Here we will prepare the HLDs and LLDs guys. So by using those design documents only, developers will start the developing guys. Developer will start the developing. Okay, where exactly DevOps engineers will involve in this process guys? Where exactly DevOps engineers will involve in this process? Observe carefully guys. In some companies, developers and DevOps engineers are same, like me guys. In my company, everything I am only taking care. So developers, DevOps engineers, everything is same person is working on all these areas. Then he will be involved in all these areas guys. He will be involved in all these areas. Suppose in some companies DevOps engineers are different, development team is different guys. If DevOps engineers team is different, then DevOps team should involve so development and testing and deployment. So these are three phases guys. Right, mainly DevOps engineers will be involved in these phases guys. Don't feel DevOps engineers are involving in the development phase means they will do the development. No guys, DevOps engineers won't do the development. Here developers will develop the application as per client requirement, and they will upload that code in the source code repository. As a source code repository, most of the companies will use Git guys. Here developers will upload the code into the source code repository. Once developers are uploaded the code into the source code repository, then what we need to do, we need to take the code from the source code repository and we need to deploy that code in the server guys. In the testing server we need to deploy. If you deploy that one in the testing server, QA team is available. Testing team is nothing but QA team, quality assurance team is available. They will go and test the application in this server guys. Where you deploy the code, you have collected the code from the GitHub repository and you deployed in the testing server. QA team will test the application in the server guys. Once testing is fine, everything is working fine, then what you need to do, you need to deliver that project to the client guys. Means you need to release this project to the production environment. Production environment means where client will take the code, client will have the access. So that is called as the production environment guys. You need to deliver the project to production environment. That is called deployment guys. Deploying into the production environment, client will access the application from this production environment. So now here, what is the job of DevOps engineer guys? DevOps engineer should automate this process without any manual interactions guys. Without any manual interactions. Whenever developers are commit the code into the GitHub repository, automatically that code should be deployed in the testing server. Automatically testing team will test the application, then automatically we should deploy, it should be deployed in the production environment. So this complete automatic process will done by the DevOps engineers only. DevOps engineers will not involve in the design phase. DevOps engineers will not involve in the defining phase. DevOps engineers will not involve in the planning and requirement gathering phase. Where they will involve, once the developers are completed the development and they uploaded the code in the GitHub repository. From here, we should automate everything till deployment guys. Right, that automation process will be taken care by the DevOps engineers only. Everything again, new requirement came, again it will start from the planning, design, development, uploading the code into the GitHub repository. Again you need to make automate everything, guys. Again new requirement came, again they will start from the planning, again they will upload the code in the GitHub repository. Right, with our automation script, whatever we have written, it should be automate this process, guys. Here DevOps engineers are involving, guys. Okay, development, testing, deploy, right? All these things, as a DevOps engineer, we should automate all this process. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear where DevOps engineers are involving?
Yes.
Good. Perfect, guys. Guys, this is the agile approach, guys. Right, so what is agile, what is waterfall, what are the drawbacks we have in the waterfall? See, guys, now let me go to the notes and let me have a look into the disadvantages what we discussed in the waterfall, guys. Right, so here these are the disadvantages. Requirements can be, right, requirement changes can be accepted in the agile or not? It is accepted, so this issue gone. Right, testing will be happen at the end? No, guys, in every sprint, every requirement we are testing, guys. So right, this issue also resolved, guys. Right, we can't able to go to the previous phase. No, guys. Right, this is the cyclic process. Right, we can go to the any phase, guys. Right, risk is very high. Where we have risk in the agile, we don't have the risk, guys. Risk is very less in the agile, guys. Client involvements are very high in the agile, guys. This issue also resolved, guys. Client involvements are very high in the agile, guys. With agile process, right, are we overcoming all these problems or not? All these problems are resolved in the agile or not? Respond, guys. All these problems are resolved or not in the agile? Yes. Whatever the drawbacks we have in the right, waterfall methodology, all the problems got resolved in the agile process, guys. Is it clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Very good, guys. Right, so I'm stopping for today. Now you guys can ask, anyone have any questions, guys? I hope some people need to drop, guys. Right, guys, if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask, or else you guys can drop, guys. Who wants to attend for the office? Someone told, right, so 8:40 they need to drop. Okay, who wants to drop? You guys can drop if you don't have any questions. Anyone have any questions? You guys can ask, guys. One more thing, from tomorrow we are going to start Linux. That is main prerequisites for our DevOps and AWS course. Tomorrow I am going to show, right, how to create the virtual machines in the AWS cloud, how to connect with that virtual machines by using different client softwares. We have so many client softwares to connect with the virtual machines which we have created in the AWS cloud. What client softwares are there? Git Bash is there. Through Git Bash we can connect, through Putty we can connect, through Mobile Stream we can connect. So like that, so many sources are there to connect with that virtual machines, guys. Right, so some of the sources we will discuss in tomorrow's session, guys. Right, from tomorrow, right, our practical work will start. Theoretically, right, till today everything is theoretical. From tomorrow our practical work will start, guys. Right, so practicing the Linux commands, connecting to the virtual machines, executing these commands in the virtual machines, everything will be practical from tomorrow, guys.
I have a question.
Please.
So for your sprint one,
Yes.
if after delivery or after deployment for your sprint one, if you need further enhancement, or maybe if your client come back and say I need enhancement for what you deployed, do you include that enhancement in sprint two?
Yes, correct. In the next sprint, already sprint one is delivered, right? Already we deployed. So, right, once you deployed that, if client suggested any enhancement, so then what we will tell, right? So create one new story in the next sprint. For that, we will work on that enhancement in the next sprint.
Okay, so that goes to sprint two.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Sprint two delivery.
Yes.
Okay. So your example you gave for the website for flight and hotel and all that.
Yeah.
Let's say I have one of the delivery was for hotel bookings. The other is for car rental. The other one, sprint one is for hotel bookings, sprint two car rental.
Yes.
If you are if you deliver sprint one, you go back and then do enhancement needed on sprint one in sprint two.
No, here actually we have seen one example, that make my trip application, right? In that make my trip application, we have so many modules are there, right? Right. So first in that modules, first we need to prepare the requirement for all the functionalities. We should have the proper requirements for all the functionalities. Flight booking, right? We should have the requirements for the flight booking. In the flight booking, what things are there, right? In how many services we need to develop for the flight booking. Then we will have the hotels booking requirements are different, right? We will have the bus booking is different, like that. For every functionality we should have the proper requirements, guys. Okay, so right, so we will work. Okay, in first sprint I'm going to take only for the flights booking requirements. In the second sprint I will take the right bus booking requirements. In third sprint I will take the right so hotel booking requirements. Like that you can take and you can start working, or else right. So flight booking functionality, right, one team will develop, right, one team will work on the flights booking related sprints. Another team simultaneously can work on the hotel booking requirements, guys. Right, maybe some other company also can work, guys. No client will give all the requirements to same company, right? Right, they can give to multiple companies. Maybe our company is working on only flights booking section, right? Maybe other company can work on the hotel booking section. So later, right, so they have separate team, client side they have separate team to integrate all the functionalities, guys.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Yeah,
Right.
that was my next question, but I was going to ask how the integration happens. So the clients that do the integration among each modules, right, or each sprint, right?
Client means, right, so it client side also we have separate team, right? So they have their own team, right? Right, so if for those things are maybe that integration work they can give to some other company also.
Okay.
So
either they
integration
choose
can be done by
internally or
the integration can be done by the team whoever sitting at client side, or else they can give that integration to the some other company also.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, and right, some companies will do the testing also to the other companies, guys. Right, in our company only development is happening, right? So testing will done by the some other companies, right? So like that, guys, like that. Right, client can give the requirements to different companies. There is no rule like everything should give to the same company, guys. They can give, they can divide and they can give to the different companies, guys. Or else in the same company we will have the different teams, right? We can start work simultaneously. That is the beauty of the agile, guys. Simultaneous work also we can do in the agile process, but in the waterfall not like that, one after another only we can do it. In the agile, guys, right, okay, right, one team will work on the flight booking, another team will work on the hotel booking, other team will work on the right trains booking. Like that, different teams we can have, and different teams will work on different modules, guys. Okay, we will have the requirements separately. For hotel booking separate requirements are there, right? So for train booking separate requirements are there, for flight booking separate requirements are there. Okay, which team is going to work on the flight booking? They will take all the flight booking requirements and they will work on that, case. And which team is going to work on the hotel booking? They will take all the requirements and they will work on that, case. Like that, different teams also can work parallelly, guys. And one more thing, right? So whenever we are going to work, whenever we are going to follow microservices architecture based application, whenever we are following microservices architecture, at that time, all the microservices need not be developed by using same programming language. Okay, right, here I have flights booking services. All the flights booking services I have developed by using Java. Right, so we have the hotel booking services. All the hotel booking services are developed by using Python. Right, we have homestays is there, are cars booking is there. That cars booking we have developed by using some other technology like C# or .NET, C# or right. So no, right, some other technology is like that. Services can be developed by using different technologies also. Right, we need to call those services, guys. Okay, here I am booking the flight, guys. Okay, right, my destination is so and so place, so there I want to book the right hotel also through same application. At that time what we will do, guys, right, in the flights book application only we will call that hotel booking service, guys. Maybe that hotel booking service is developed by using Java or Python or C# or whatever it may be, right, in our flights book application, right, we will call that hotel booking application, and we will book the hotel, guys. And the same time, in flight booking application, we will call the car booking service, and we will book the car, guys. Okay, that services can be developed by using any programming languages. In microservices, right, we have that facility also, guys. Okay.
So in your experience using different programming languages,
Yes.
does it cause any problem when you're integrating those applications?
See, guys, here we are not going to have a look into that code what they have written in other programming language. Just we are calling, guys. Right, to call those services, we won't face any problem, guys.
Okay.
Right, if you want to do some operations in that application, then there may be a chance to face the problem. But just we are calling. Once you called that functionality, after that what it has to do, that will be taken care by the other developer who is a developer that service. That person will take care. Why? Because our request, whatever is there, that request we are passing to that service. Okay, that developer will take that request and he will do the required operations. We won't involve that. Our job is just to call that service and give our request to that application. Remaining thing, that application will take care, guys. Okay. Fine, guys. Right. So tomorrow, guys, tomorrow onwards, right, the most important sessions are going to start. Right, so practical things also involved from tomorrow, guys. Right, we are going to create the virtual machines, we are going to connect with those virtual machines, and we are going to practice the Linux commands. Right, everything we are going to do from tomorrow session, guys. Okay, don't miss the sessions, guys. Right, so don't feel like anyway recordings are there, right, we can go through that recordings later, so don't feel like that, guys. Okay, right, so so try to join the class, guys, live sessions, then you guys can ask the questions. Okay, while practicing, see, while discussing these commands and everything, right, at that time you guys may face you guys may get some questions, guys. Right, how you guys can clarify those questions? If you attend for the live sessions, then your questions will get clarified, guys. So try to attend for the live sessions from tomorrow onwards. Right, we are going to go for next level, guys. And with this, right, part 1 is completed. Tomorrow we are going to start the part 2, that is Linux operating system and shell scripting. We are going to start from tomorrow, guys. Okay.
So quick question. So will you recommend that everybody get an Amazon the AWS account?
Yes, guys, that I will tell tomorrow. That I will show that tomorrow. First, everyone should have the account in the AWS. Then only we can use the services which are providing by the AWS, guys. If we don't have the account in the AWS, then we can't able to access the services, guys. Everybody should have the account in the AWS, guys. Right, to create that account, they will ask you to provide the card details, guys. Whether it is debit card or credit card details, they will ask you to provide just for verification purpose. Don't feel if you provide the card details, they will deduct the money, they will deduct the charges from your card, guys. They won't deduct the bill. Actually, monthly bill will generate, right? They won't deduct, guys, right? So just for verification purpose, they are asking to enter your card details. We need to provide, then only you can create the account. If you are not providing the card details, you can't able to create the account in the AWS. It is mandatory. They will deduct just 2 rupees, guys. 2 Indian rupees they will deduct. 2 Indian rupees they will deduct. Once your account is created, again you will get that 2 Indian rupees back into your account. You will get it back into your account, guys. Okay, just for verification purpose, they are asking to enter your card details. That is mandatory. We can't able to skip that option. And guys, you guys are not required to pay the bills, guys. You guys are not required to pay the bills, right? We will use some of the free services, we will use some of the paid services, guys. Based on our requirement, we should use some paid services also at that time. Whenever you are using paid service, obviously bill will be generated. And even for the free services also, they will give monthly 750 hours only free. Once that 750 hours crossed, automatically, right, those free services also will be chargeable. So that's why bill will generate, guys. Generally bill will generate, guys. That bill also very less amounts only they will generate. No problem, guys. We can send a request to that AWS team. Hey man, we are the learners, guys. We are exploring the AWS services. By mistake, we forget to stop some of the services. Due to that, bill got generated. Could you please waive off my bill to 0? Like that, we can send the request, guys. Sometimes they will listen. Our request they will consider sometimes, right? So they will make it 0 our bill, guys. Right? If you use any paid things, see, tomorrow I will purchase the domain in the AWS, right? Then you need to pay the money. Right? Suppose you are using large instances, then you need to pay the money. Right? So for that, right, in that case also, not required to pay, guys. No problem. Just if you have the mail ID, right? So mobile number, different mail ID, different mobile number, we can create a new account, guys. They won't deduct from your account. They will send reminders to your mail ID. Still, if you are not paying the bill, then they will suspend your account, guys. No problem. Even if they suspended, no problem, guys. We can create a new account and we can practice our things, guys. Here we are doing practice, so obviously bills will generate. Tomorrow once we started the Kubernetes, at that time we will use, right, worker nodes, control plane, all these things are required. Generally we will create the large instances only at that time. Kubernetes means everything is chargeable, guys, in the Kubernetes. At that time, how we can skip that? We can't do it, right? So practice it. Whatever you want to use it and practice, guys. But once your practice is completed, don't forget to stop the instances. That is main point you guys need to remember. If you suppose in your account 10 instances are created, okay, you forget to stop all 10 instances, guys. Right? In a day, how many hours we have? 24 hours. How many hours they are giving for free? Right? 750 hours. In a day, 24 hours. 10 into 24, how much? 240 hours are gone in one day. 10 instances are running, and you forget to stop all 10 instances. Right? In a day, for each instance 24 hours. So 10 instances means 240 hours will completed in a single day. How many days is required to complete 750 hours like this? Just 3 days, your 750 hours will be completed. What about remaining 27 days? For remaining 27 days, everything is chargeable. So that's why once practice is completed, don't forget to stop the instances. That is main point you guys need to keep in your mind. Tomorrow session, I will show how to create the instances, how to stop the instances. Everything we will discuss in tomorrow session, guys. Don't worry. Everything practical, guys. Everything will go in practical way. Everything I will show, guys. Don't worry. Okay.
But the services for the class, they will all qualify for the free tier, right? For the 1 year free tier.
Right, correct. That account is free tier. The account which we are going to create, that is 1 year free tier account, guys. Okay, free tier account means every month you will get 750 hours free, guys. Every month we will get 750 hours free in that free tier account.
Right.
If you go over, they will start charging you.
Right. So the services we're going to be creating will fall within the 750 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I want to clarify.
Yes, guys. Fine, guys. Right, that's all for today, guys. Thank you. Right, tomorrow, right, we will connect at same time and we will start the Linux, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for everyone to join. Right, tomorrow we will continue, guys. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good day, guys. Thank you.
Recording stopped.